Hello, my name is Linda Long. My group met on February the 20th at 6:30 p.m. in our church's fellowship hall. We had 7 people sign up for the group and 7 people actually attend. I did not have a co-leader for this group. I arrived early to set up the fellowship hall to make sure that it was comfortable. I made sure that the lighting was comfortable. I made sure that the temperature was comfortable. And I removed any excess chairs and tables that were present to prevent members from getting behind the table. I wanted to make sure that everyone had gotten into the circle that I had placed, and kind of a little off center in the room, I had 8 chairs arranged in the room. The purpose of this group was to provide support and information to parents that are parenting teenagers, as we have a lot of teenagers in our church group, and I hear a lot of parents discussing the different issues that are going on with their teenagers. I thought this may be a helpful group for our area. I did have 3 people in the group that I knew. I had 1 grandmother that I attend church with, and I had 1 couple that I attend church with. In the beginning, I did a small introduction. I introduced myself, introduced the purpose of the group. Then I had the group break down into 2 dyads and 1 triad. And I explained that the purpose of this task was to make sure that they got to know who they were in the dyad with, or the triad. They were to introduce their peers. They were also to tell us how many teenagers each of the members of their dyad were parenting. After that, we had a few housekeeping rules about garbage, about where the bathrooms were, and then we went into our exercise. And what we did was we did a phrase exercise, and the phrase was for them to complete this particular sentence. My teenager is blank. I got a lot of response from that, let me tell you. I got, my teenager is a monster, my teenager is someone I don't know. But the consensus of it was that everyone that was in this group was definitely feeling the conflict that comes from raising a teenager, and a teenager going through that adolescent phase where they're trying to gain their independence from their parents. The energy of the group was very high. The leadership skills that I used were scanning, use of eyes, linking, clarification, and cutting off. I did use cutting off too sparingly, and I did have a tendency to allow members to go on too long before I redirected them back on the topic. And as I scanned the room during this process, I could tell that a lot of the members that were in the group were bored and seemed to want to go ahead and move on from there. My self-assessment. I didn't tell you in the beginning that I provided snacks, but I did. I provided snacks, and that was a big mistake. That caused the group to linger at the snack table before even beginning the meeting. Several members got up during the meeting and went back to the snack table. That was a big distraction. That is definitely something that I would not do it again, and I would not recommend for someone else to do. Seems like a good idea at the time, but it really wasn't. The other things that I felt like I could have done differently was maybe have rehearsed more, maybe had my family members sit around and have rehearsed just the whole group process a little more, because I was very nervous, and I'm sure they sensed that I was nervous. What I got from this group is group leadership takes practice. And to be a good group leader, you're going to need to hone those skills, those leadership skills, those skills at scanning, use of the eyes, clarification, reflection, calling out, linking. You're going to have some practice with those skills. The most difficult skill for me to use during this meeting was like I said, cutting off. Cutting off was definitely a challenge for me. My concluding thought is to be a good group leader, you must practice. You must practice, practice, practice. I feel like the more times you do this, the better you will be at it. Having done this just my first time and being a novice at this, I can definitely feel how much experience our people that did the videos, the Corys and Mason and Schimmel and Harville, how much practice it must have taken for them to make group therapy look so effortless, because they did make it look effortless, and I can assure you it was anything but effortless. For me, what I tend to take from this from in the future is don't provide snacks, for sure. The next thing is practice and not use cutting off so late in the game. I do feel like maybe I lost a little bit of energy by doing that. Thank you, and God bless.